victory got him to 500. We are underway. A little high, 1-0. Laid off at 2-0. Inside 3-0. Strike one to Tommy La Stella.
It's up all his other pitches.
And a base hit to center. There's the Tigers defense. Baez a late scratch, moving Willie Castro to shortstop, and Cody Clemens into the lineup playing second base. So
valuable.
It's funny because I was at his locker. We were talking about, so we both walked over to the lineup card. He says, "Oh, Shep, you're right. I'm at second base." And then before first pitch,
a cannon for an arm out there in right field, and he just gives me this big smile. So you know he's loving being able to be.
3-1 to Lamont Wade. Swung on and missed. Couldn't find the fastball.
Hunt pitches that they can drive.
He said that they don't have much.
I truly felt like he just didn't want to give us the approach.
I think you're right about that. This is popped up. Shallow left. Out goes Castro, but it's all Baddoo out there. And Akil Baddoo retires Lamont Wade.
That way. Even when I played with him back in my Texas Ranger days, he was a guy that lived in the gym. Some of his swings and the way he moved around, he was very stiff and tight.
Yeah.
And really didn't get the chance to display all of his athleticism, which he had a ton of it.
He's fouled away. Up and in, 1-2. Last time out against the Angels, Matt Manning was spectacular. It really was. 7 innings, pretty consistent since coming back off the IL. Strikes out Flores for the second out.
Fastball at the top of the zone, which is different.
Why can the slider up
that pitch? That's why it's been so effective.
1-1 to Jock Peterson. Broke his bat and fouled it away.
He goes, I watched the way they just go about their business.
Well, what a resource, huh?
Yeah.
Carpenter, coach, are taking BP in the same hitting group as some of the other guys. Stopped by Barnhart.
And he really talked about let it go.
Yeah.
Because they believe and trust that they're going to be.
Peterson with a bullet to right. Runner feet. And he takes strike one on the corner.
He's probably going to stay away from it with that slider.
Swung on and missed.
Ball.
Struck him out. Matt Manning works around a couple of singles in the 2 home and road series against every team in the AL Central. A home and road series against balanced schedule, I think by most, has been applauded. Brandon Crawford grounds one slowly to short. Willie Castro, nice transfer. As long as they don't have too much success here. I mean, those some really good teams. San Diego, we saw earlier, after not being here since 2017, they're going to be here back-to-back seasons.
Well, it's just good for the game of baseball. I think Kansas City Royals, the Minnesota Twins, the Cleveland Guardians. But you want to see different teams. You don't want to play those teams 19 times a year.
No. Mike Yastrzemski stands in with 2 away. A couple of ground ball outs for Matt Manning here in the second. And like Drew Hutchison gave up a run last night. Here Manning, 26 pitches in the first. And the first 2 batters have been retired here in the second.
A lot of times that's when before they get in a good groove. And Manning was able to pitch himself the Angels of Anaheim.
Yastrzemski got him swinging. 26 pitches in the first who weren't working. Matt Manning goes back to work here in the third. He gets Joey Bart, Tommy La Stella, and Lamont Wade here in the San Francisco third.
Beat that team. Given all the championships that they've won. Take you back to that 2000. We shocked the world.
Rather soundly, too, I might add, in beating them. 2-1 to Joey Bart, who was taken directly after Casey Mize. Up high 3-1. The Giants' highest
from an offensive standpoint.
Base hit up the middle. Leadoff man aboard for the second time today for San Francisco.
Like a really good player. He's got some pop.
Candelario in on the grass at third base. 1-1. Tigers play La Stella to pull. His single was up the middle. Chopper to second. The only play for Clemens is first.
Good time. I make sure they have a good time. Great stories.
Lamont Wade to deep center field. Riley Green still going back. At the track, he's got it over his shoulder. You've talked about that in our broadcast throughout the year. He is dialed in on every pitch. And you think about how many pitches.
You'll really be being engaged from pitch one. And it's just carried over.
Roller back to Manning. Should end the inning. And it does. We keep.
Double high five was Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. Just a special moment being a kid. So special.
Think of this, too. Some of the greatest catchers in the history of this game. His accolades are up there with some of the best of all time. And then, of course, Ivan Rodriguez.
He was the bullpen coach for us on that Trammell's when Trammell managed here.
Sure.
And Gibby was the bench coach. The managers, man, it was your teammates. Guys.
Peterson on a line to left. Baddoo leaps. It's over his head and off the fence. Peterson play. Inside 1-0. Longoria struck out. Now 1-1. The other thing about.
Man, I just don't want any parts of it. My body aches, Shep, these days.
Longoria fouls it back.
Yeah, but we were talking.
2-2 to Evan Longoria.
Then looking back up and trying to find the baseball.
Strike 3 called. Longoria goes down looking. One away.
That's just
Brandon Crawford fouls the first pitch back. Grounded to short his first time out. Stayed off it. It's one year the productive at bat that he gave San Francisco a year ago. 2-1. On the corner to even it up. Home over the last 6 games. A ground ball foul. Going through it. A lot of these guys have been on the IL. Lifts it foul. Lifts it in the air to center field. Green gets behind it because of how deep that ball was. This is Tyro Estrada. Wave and a miss.
And Shep, I was talking to Green at Headings, and so I don't feel like it's my place yet to be that leader. And I just said that, you know what, though, even through the minor leagues, he was a vocal leader. He would just do it the right way.
Fouled away. Yes, sir. Third time.
Good to see, and hopefully he just continues throughout the end of the season.
Yeah, but what have you seen? What's been the biggest difference since he's come off the IL? He's been a different pitcher.
And I think so far to when he comes out of the game in the 7th, it's very, very consistent.
Yastrzemski sends one to shallow left. Baddoo coming in. That's going to drop.
He used to start at 90, 91 early in the game. But now he's carrying that velocity from the very first inning. Predictable. He's able to spin those balls when he's getting into hitter counts. And the other one is that highly good quality pitches.
And then I like the shape of his slider.
There goes Yastrzemski. Barnhart's throw is not in time.
Sometimes just Matt Manning being as tall as he is, it takes a little bit of time to get rid of the ball. He's always been confident, but I think he's taken it.
Ground ball to third, and a nice play by Candelario from behind.
And then Longoria struck out. Now Yastrzemski gets to second with nobody out, and they pull the ball. And we were talking last.
But Bart's been struggling from an offensive standpoint, and so right now he's just wanting to barrel the ball up.
Clemens retires LaStella.
As naturally, too, as that four-seam fastball, every now and then you'll see some ones that he might just turn his hand slightly and it gets that little ride to it.
Down the left field line, foul.
The plate away has given the right-hand hitters fits.
Wade to center field. Green coming hard. He's got it. Chase Logan Webb, who had a no-hitter through 4 1/3, and now have given Matt Manning a 6-0 lead. Meanwhile, Manning sat 29 minutes for you here in a big inning for him.
Well, hopefully it wasn't too long. I mean, that's why he's had so much success early in this game.
Flores sends it foul. 1-2 to Will.
Fastball's up in the strike zone.
Strikes out Flores to start. A single in the first and a double in the fourth for Jock Peterson. Outside 2-0. Manning hasn't walked a batter. Base. 4 of those men at third base. Got away from him 3-0 to Peterson.
But what it does is it allows him to still be able to cover that ball there, that pitch on the inside part of the plate, to make that outside pitch closer to them.
Manning back in the count now after pumping in a couple. Strike 3, frozen. 2.
Well located.
Longoria swings and misses. 4th. Low to make it 1-1.
But that's still caught that bottom part of the strike zone.
Cut and a miss to make it 1-2 from Downey, California. Manning strikes out the side.